What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so this is a requested video from one of my subscribers that wanted me to do a comparison between coaches Larry Brown and Lenny Wilkens. Both of these guys are Hall of Fame coaches, and Lenny Wilkens, just to go over his coaching resume, I believe he is considered one of the top 15 coaches in NBA history. Go over his resume right now as a coach. Go over Lenny Wilkens' resume as a coach. Anyway, he was an NBA champion in 1979 when he was coaching the Seattle Supersonics. It's the only championship in the Sonics history, which is considered the Oklahoma City Thunder. There is some noise that the Sonics will be reintroduced at some point in the near future as a franchise in which the Thunder would separate itself from the Sonics history and become its own franchise, and the Sonics would absorb the Sonics history and be the Sonics. He was coach of the year in 1993-94 with the Atlanta Hawks. I believe that team won 57 games that year. 4 times he was the NBA All-Star Game head coach, 1979, 1980. 1989 and 1994. I believe in 79 and 80 he was a coach with the Sonics. And 89 he was, I believe, the head coach with the Cavaliers at the time, and 94 with the Hawks. He was considered a top 10 all-time coach in NBA history back in 1998. Top 15 coach in NBA history, which was something that they created some years ago. I can't remember the exact year. He's on the Cleveland Cavaliers Wall of Honor. And he won the Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award, named after the late great Chuck Daly, who we lost in 2009. He won that award back in 2011. And he is in the Basketball Hall of Fame as a coach and also as a player. When I also come to coaching, he won the Olympic gold. I believe he was the head coach of the men's basketball team in Atlanta back in 1996, Dream Team, which is considered Dream Team 3, I think that is. I think that's considered Dream Team 3 because 92 is the original Dream Team, and many people consider the 94 team with FIBA competition, which I think could beat Dream Team 1, actually. The 94 team, some people call that Dream Team 2, and then 96 land Dream Team 3. But anyway, Olympic gold is the head coach of that team, and he won gold as an assistant coach for the United States under Chuck Daly with 1992 Dream Team in Barcelona. Barcelona. I'm not Freddie Mercury. Looking at his record as a head coach, he was the first coach to achieve 1,000 career victories. For a number of years, he was the all-time leader in wins. He broke Red Auerbach's record for wins. I think it was during the 94-95 season. He finished his career with a record of 1,332 victories, which I believe is third all-time behind Greg Popovich and Don Nelson. 1,332 victories, 1,155 defeats with a 536 win percentage. In the postseason, 80 and 98 for a 449 win percentage. And that's his resume. Larry Brown, as a head coach, he's the only head coach to win a championship in the NCAA. He did that with Kansas, I think in 1988, with Danny Manning as his guy. And he won a head coach, of course, with Detroit Pistons in 2004. But his resume, championship in 2004. He was NBA Coach of the Year in 2001 with the Sixers, who went to the finals with Allen Iverson. 3 times he was the ABA All-Star Game head coach, 73, 75, 76. 2 times the NBA All-Star Game head coach, 77 and 2001. 3 times the ABA Coach of the Year, 73, 75, and 76. Top 15 coach in NBA history. If you want to include college, NCAA Division I tournament champion, 1988, 3-time NCAA Division I regional Final Four. Naismith College Coach of the Year in 88, 2-time Big 8 tournament champion, 84 and 86. Big Eight regular season champion, Chuck Day Lifetime Achievement Award in 2021, AAC champion in 2015, AAC regular season champion in 2015, and as far as his regular season coaching career is concerned, he, when you include the ABA and NBA, his coaching record is 1,327 victories, 1,011 defeats for 568 win percentage. Postseason, 120 victories, 115 defeats, so a 511 win percentage. Now, Larry Brown, to me, what we remember about him was he was a journeyman coach. He went to franchises that had potential and almost always saw improvement. In particular, before, I would say, 2007, when he was in his prime. He improved every franchise, whether you're talking about his stint with the Clippers. Well, hell, before that, if you're talking about in the ABA when he was coaching the Carolina Cougars, you saw improvement. In the ABA with Denver Nuggets. In the NBA, you saw some improvement with the Nets. Okay. With the Spurs, he was a head coach in the 90s. You saw improvement there, but of course, some of that had to do with the acquisition of David Robertson. The Clippers, he helped them have a playoff berth. I think it was in 93, excuse me. He became the head coach of the Pacers. You saw improvement there. That team turned around. They went from being a fringe contender to a contender in the Eastern Conference. Then with the Sixers, of course, they had that phenomenal run with AI. And then with the Pistons, they won a championship his first year as head coach. And, you saw improvement there throughout his career. He was a guy who emphasized more defense with whatever, team he was with. And he was able to adapt to whatever the roster was, whatever worked best for that team. He was an adaptable coach. He's one of the best X's and O's coaches in the history of basketball, Larry Brown, in my opinion. So he was versatile. He could go to any franchise and you would see, usually, and especially in his prime, you would see improvement. Lenny Wilkens, from what I remember, I think what I remember about him was it was more team orientated. He really liked you can see the influence of college with Lenny Wilkens. Like, he didn't really like to have a team where they emphasize one guy offensively. He liked things to be spread out, everybody contribute, everybody gets involved. And there's some strategy behind it, because when everybody gets involved and everybody gets touches, it does help them on the other end, especially with big men. If you feed big men with the traditional big man, when he doesn't get the ball, when he feels like he's at a mismatch situation with somebody and he never gets the ball, you tend to sulk, and then it affects you. You don't really want to go the extra mile. But when you reward the big man, you give him touches, and he gets involved offensively, then that makes other players, even on a subconscious level, they play harder. So there's some strategy behind that. That's one of the main reasons why Dominique Wilkins was traded back in 1994, because he didn't fit into Lenny Wilkins' schemes. Who's a better coach? I don't want to make this a cop-out situation, but I really can't say one is better than the other. Okay. Oh, I lost my damn audio. I can't really say whether one coach is better than the other. Whatever your preference. If you're looking at achievements and longevity, maybe Lenny Wilkens gets the edge. But then Larry Brown gets an edge for, being able to be maybe more versatile, go to different franchises, working with different personalities, and turning teams around. One of the knocks on Larry Brown, though, is that he could grade on. He waters welcome. Sometimes, sometimes his style, old school, it kind of rubs some people the wrong way, and it can wear you down. And oftentimes, after maybe a 3 or 4 year window, he had to move on because he could be he could be grading. Okay, so that was one of the negatives on him. But you saw the versatility. You saw how in the ABA he was successful, in the NBA he was successful, and when it comes to the NCAA he was successful. So to me, if I had to pick one guy, I would give the edge to Larry Brown. But that's just me. Okay, but both of them are excellent, and it's not like you're losing with either one of these guys. Both these guys are legends. Both of them are in their 80s now and are enjoying well-deserved retirements. But salute to Lenny Wilkens and Larry Brown, Hall of Fame coaches. Tell me what you guys think.